welcome to Broken Entertainment. So, some interesting news today. First of all, I am a huge Warhammer 40k fan. I was a huge Warhammer Fantasy fan before they nuked it. And it looks like Games Workshop is going to take the enormous step of launching their own streaming service. This comes from Polygon, but it's on other sites as well. And I have a lot of thoughts on that. There's a sizzle trailer here that you can go to the article and watch. I would play it, but Games Workshop is like hyperactive on copyright claims, so I'm not even going to attempt to do that. I don't need to deal with that crap. So we'll go into it here. Warhammer Plus is a new streaming service from Games Workshop, publisher of tabletop games in settings such as Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000. It will be loaded with animated series from the British company's flagship science fiction universe, as well as the Warhammer Fantasy universe. There are 11 titles. Actually, no. That is incorrect. Warhammer Fantasy is dead. Okay? These are from, looking at the animations from the sizzle trailer. These are from Age of Sigmar. That's a different setting. There are 11 titles announced so far, with standouts such as Astartes 2, Altar of Wrath, Interrogator, and Black Talon. If you haven't seen Astartes, the original was made by an indie guy on YouTube, and it's pretty awesome. I think it's still available, but Games Workshop hired the guy and then had him refurbish the Astartes video, so it may not be available. I don't know. I haven't looked. But if it is, go check it out. It's pretty good. Astartes 2 is going to be made by the same guy. Games Workshop teased part of this project back in March when it announced just a few titles from the launch lineup. Games Workshop has spent the last few years courting fan artists such as Richard Boylan and Syama Peterson, who created high-profile YouTube series independently. Now those creators are forming the core of the company's attempt to participate in the streaming wars. On the surface, that's fine. You're getting people who are passionate. You're getting people who deeply care about the lore. And Games Workshop's they're not gonna screw that element up, I don't think. And the animation I've seen so far, a lot of it's good, some of it's not. It's in different styles. There's 3D, there's 2D, there's kind of anime style. So there's a whole bunch of variety in that. So there's a wide variety of stories on offer, from 2D animation to 3D that aims for photorealism. The majority of stories do seem to focus on 40k and its vast settings of aliens and empires. There are a few glimpses at scenes from the current Age of Sigmar setting as well. Show that we've seen the most of so far is Angels of Death, a 10-part animated series with 10-minute episodes focusing on the Space Marine chapter known as the Blood Angels. Don't really have anything to say about that. Here's a clip of that. Again, not going to risk it. Prime Nexus focuses on Necrons and has them fight against several factions within the Imperium of Man. Hammer and Bolter is an anthology series focusing on short stories with both Warhammer universes. Interrogator is a show about a man who is looking to avenge his dead boss, an Imperial Inquisitor. That should be particularly interesting for fans of the Inquisitor novels, which are currently being adapted into a live-action show for Amazon. It's kind of a weird way of phrasing that, but I'm just going to leave it to people that don't know better. They're referencing an Eisenhorn show, which is being supposedly produced for Amazon. I've seen the announcement for it. That came out a couple of years ago, and I haven't seen anything about it since then. I can't find anything on it. If you do know anything more about it, please post it in the comments. But I'd love to see an Eisenhorn show. Eisenhorn's novels are fantastic. I'm not sure I want to see Amazon make it, but, we'll see where that goes. Warhammer Plus, because everybody's naming their streaming service Plus now for some reason, will be available as an app on smart TVs and on iOS and Android devices. Launch is set for July, although details of the subscription service, including how much it will cost, have yet to be announced. The announcement comes on the tail of Games Workshop's launch of a companion mobile app for the Warhammer 40k tabletop game, launch that included a consolidated login for its consumer website as well. Expect more about Warhammer Plus on June 23rd. So, I think this is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. To quote Jurassic Park, more or less, this is one of the worst ideas in the long, sad history of bad ideas. Because 40K is awesome, and Warhammer Fantasy was awesome, and Age of Sigmar exists. And that's great, and I'd love to see animated shows. I'd love to see live action shows. I'd love to see a live action movie. Making a streaming service of just that is super thin. And to be honest, I don't want to pay for another streaming service. I love this stuff, but realistically, you're probably looking at what, $7 to $10 a month, maybe $15. I don't want to pay that to watch some 40K, and one of these shows is 10 episodes of 10 minutes each. I don't want to pay for that. If I want to watch it, what I would do if I were Games Workshop is put all this crap on Netflix and or Amazon. Then you don't have to spend all the money making the streaming service. You don't have to take the risk of the streaming service failing horribly, which plenty of streaming services have done. And you don't have to take the time to try and build up the streaming service. Because make no mistake, streaming services don't launch and then make money. I mean, look at Paramount. Look at HBO Max. Look at Disney Plus. None of those are making money yet. Okay? It takes years to make up for those costs. Not to mention build your subscriber base. This is a bad idea. I'm sorry. I like the ideas within it as far as the shows go. I would love to watch those. But making a streaming service of just that would be like Warner Brothers making a streaming service of nothing but DC Comics animated movies. And shows. Everybody likes them, but do you want to pay $7 to $15 a month for that on top of however many other streaming services you have? This is not only is this a bad idea, it's dangerous. Okay? You can lose a lot of money very, very quickly trying to make a streaming service. And it could put Games Workshop in a really bad situation really quick. And, to be honest, 40K and Fantasy are great properties. They've done very well, even in video game form. But the audience for those, if we're being real, isn't big enough to make and support a streaming service. Be great. It would do very well on Amazon or Netflix. Absolutely. But supporting a whole streaming service, I don't see it. I just don't. Let me know what you think in the comments about all this. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.